Hello, everyone. Welcome to NADCL Season 5. Apologies, we missed the tail end of that game, but Astronaut Esports did take it over Instinct, and we are joined here by Muzi, a part of the victorious squad, for a winner's interview. How are you doing today, Muzi?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good after those wins.
Nice. Feeling like it was hard, like it was easy? What are the vibes in Astronauts right now?
My first game was for sure kind of difficult in the laning, but I feel like it was just because they had strong laners. But the rest of the game, my team carried, and second game, it did feel kind of easy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt that way when we're looking at it. The early part of game one definitely felt a lot rougher, and then during the mid games in both games, it felt like it kind of evened out for y'all.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the Ursa build. You go for the Yules, then you go back for the BKB and the Satanic. What are you feeling about this like Yules thing going on?
So I just went for the Eels because I feel like it's just cheaper, and it's also just pretty good for Axe because we had like not problems, but like Axe can just jump anyone, and Toss doesn't really like if they jump on like I don't know support. Like we still wanna save the support, but we probably don't wanna risk getting the Toss and like getting him killed. So I just decided to go for the Eel so I can also save myself or save anyone that Axe jumps. It's also pretty good versus Skyrod. And then I just finished the BKB because why not? They have a lot of magic damage. But yeah.
I see. I'm joined here by Sammy Boy. What questions you got for me, Sammy?
I mean, do you think A and B was? Why do you think A and B tipped his teammate? You guys tipped him. You guys were. I mean, he first he started beef with you guys, but I mean, maybe you started it with him, but I'll pretend he started it with you guys. And then you guys kept tipping him throughout the games, which it put a smile on my face. Like I won't lie, I'm a happy guy. But right at the end, then you tipped him. He tipped his teammate. You think that was a toxic tip from A and B? Or do you think they got bad vibes in that game? Like, because it looked like they were really tilted. In game one, they had pretty much control of the game at some point, and then the Konka just started walking down mid. And it looked like he was very upset with something, and then they just kept dying. They're just like diving you all the time. So, it just seems to me like your guys' mental was pretty strong in these games. You guys held together. Like things were going wrong, especially in game one, but you guys just held together. You guys seemed like you got a chill vibe. Like it looks like you guys were very calm and relaxed. So. Do you think that's true about yourselves? And also, do you think maybe enemy team could work on something like that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
so you guys were very chill.
I helped the British, the team owner of the Astronauts draft, and I kind of know everyone in this team. I don't know them very well, but I have played with them, and I know they're like pretty chill guys. So I did aim to have a pretty chill teammates, also good teammates. So yeah, our team is pretty chill. Like I don't think we get mad. So of now, like no one gets mad. I personally don't ever get mad in like games. Unless they're pops, then of course I get mad. But yeah, in like competitive, I just don't get mad. There's no reason to get mad. But yeah, I feel like A and B and those guys, they have like some problems. They take it too seriously and they just get too mad and they don't hold it back. They just let all their anger go out in the game. So yeah, they for sure have like some mental problems.
Oh, nice. That's kind of what I was looking for. I was kind of baiting you there.
I personally don't tip people. I didn't tip anyone that game. I did want it to, but I don't tip because I just don't wanna,
Oh, nice.
I don't wanna be tipped back.
That's the respectful thing to do. You're a nice guy, so you're much better than me. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, we lost my co-caster, but that's fine. Like I'll carry this interview. Are you guys? Who do you guys think you're gonna play next? Let me pull up the bracket here.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have it on hand. I lost my co-caster. But I'm sure he's somewhere to be found. This was the quarterfinals, right? You guys are gonna play. Okay, so you guys play either the Honored Vanguard. Do you know the rosters?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Or Sporkface Killers. I would say Sporkface Killers have two of the best players in the league. I think Babitich and Fade are probably the highest MMR cores besides me. I think they're about the same MMR as me. Like they're like 10-5 or something. So I would say those are the two best cores. They're both on Sporkface Killers. but they also have Henry playing pause 4, so that certainly something is crazy there. Like this is a crazy team. And the other team is like Oliver, Ush, Sijin, Thania, and Shaggy. Who do you think's gonna win? Who would you be happy to play? Or excited to play? Who do you think's easier, better? Do you have any opinions on these two teams?
I think on paper, Sparkface Killers should win because they have like 2K and 10K players. But like you said, they do have Henry.
He's playing 4 too. He's not even playing mid.
They do have Henry, and I don't know, something about NA. I feel like I'm not saying MMR just a number, but like the mentality of players is very important. So I feel like an 8K team can win versus like a 9 or 10K team if they have better mentality for sure.
Right.
But I don't know much of these players, so on paper I will say Sparkface Killers.
All right, nice. So, is there anything you're looking forward to in the next match? You guys, I wish you the best of luck. Do you have any questions, Wesley?
I got a statement.
Okay.
We play 2 series tomorrow. If we win the semifinals, I think that's kind of fucked up that we have to play 2 series, like I don't know, like 5-6 hours of game. If we win like everything, I don't know. I feel like that should change for next tournament.
I feel like you can blame me for that. My apologies.
Okay.
I mean, my fault or whatever, like causing the scheduling issues, but
okay,
yeah,
that's fine. Though
I agree with your statement.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Well, I was also streaming, and I had a lot of viewers. So thank you to all of them.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Do you want to shout your stream out? Do you want to shout your stream out right now?
Sure. Yeah, it's Musi Dora.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for the interview, Musi.
Yeah,
Wesley,
no
you got anything else to add? Ask him.
No, I just came here. I dipped out for the interview. I came back to wrap it up. Typical.
Nice. That's good. I don't know what I'm doing, so that's good. Like
typical hosting duties. I hope the interview went well. Thank you, Muzi, for coming through. I wish you luck in your series tomorrow. And for the NADCL viewers, we're gonna take quite a long break, and then I think we're gonna be back for our final series of the day. Oh, we're not gonna have that long a break. We're gonna have about a 20-minute break, and then we're gonna be back for some more NA Dota. Thank you, Sammy, for coming through. Thank you once again, Muzi. Thanks to Pop Tart for pulling us through this production, and we'll be back after a short break.
Nice.
Wonderful thing that they were. Or what do you call it? I think that's something that's like underrated is the dabbing up the boys. It kind of goes with like leadership. It's like the first one you look towards. And there's a few of them. Like your notable ones are like Kagro Martin has been in my.
We have another interview today with one of the NADCL's finest streamers. It is Xeriscape. What's up?
Finest streamer, finest 2-time champion, 2 of them, not one. Money doesn't fucking count. It's about the rings at the end. We got 2 of them. Yep,
and Division 2 has been treating you well, right?
It's treating me. It's definitely a treat. There's only one person I wanted to play Div 1 with, and he got like a very unfortunate team that I didn't want to play Div 1 with. And so I didn't get drafted to like a random squad that I didn't know anybody, and I wasn't gonna have a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of excited that I get to like chill on it, especially because it's a lot of time commitment. Especially this format.
This format is really ramping it up, and you've said you've won 2 season championships. How long have you been involved in the NADCL?
Just the first one. I was like legally around the first 4 seasons, right? We're on season 6 now, or season 5. So we did 3 seasons, and then season 4 was the remix, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I wasn't really involved in any of the first 3 seasons. Neither of my teams made like the upper one, and then I didn't feel like playing the silver division or gold division, whatever the second one was called.
Totally understandable. Stand out amongst these 9 to 10k MMR players, all battling it out for glory.
It kind of goes with like leadership. It's like the first one you look towards, and there's a few of them. Like your notable ones are like Flea and Sammy Boy, and there's like a drop that goes to it. We have like Door, AMB, LGTK kind of, but there's no like Pingus or any of like these great captains anymore that we got the carryover from 4 to 5. So then you like go towards like people who play together, and there's not really like last time when we started this after the draft, there was like the cut was just in the league, minus one player. And there's nothing even similar to it this time. Now it's more randomized, which I think was the original goal for this, was to kind of introduce you to 4 new people each time you played. Because I think the closest that we got to like having a DPC team translating over is that Double King and Mark from whatever team they're on. They're together again. Besides that, it's a completely new split.
I definitely think it's super interesting. We're playing into this format. We're kind of in the last patch, and now that we have so many new players, we get to see them all abuse Spirit Breaker CK Muerta. Who do you think? Which team do you think is going to pick the most Spirit Breaker?
Nobody, dude. I think it was first. That's first phase gone every time. It didn't even have that many like in-house games, truthfully. There's 140 in-house games, and I think when I was looking at it, it was like 18 picks. So you know that shit was pick banned every game or banned. Which is the vibe.
That is so wonderful. What was your favorite part about the Combine? I've seen Chen mids. I've seen stomps where all Herald players versus all Divine players. What was your favorite part of it?
I think when Shaggy followed around, we queued the last game of the Sunday night or whatever. Shaggy takes a little break in between the picking phase, loads up the Pudge, just walks around, hooks creeps. And so the game was just Dre following him, but Shaggy's following Ush and stealing Ush's creeps. And then Shaggy and Ush get put on the same team, and it's like immediately that Ush is demanding a trade off the team. That was my favorite bit of the whole Combine. Where...
So we're looking out for them. Let's move Roshan back into the middle of the river.
Oh, Rosh is terrible right now. I think Rosh has to be on the high ground, which sounds even like worse. But it's so fucking hard to like. You can't fight. Like you can't take Roshan and fight. Like a lot of the Roshans end up being like, oh, we just BKB and TP out after, and we're gonna go suicide a few homies. It's so hard to like. There's no position shit. It's so tight and shit. Roshan's a dirty objective right now.
So Volvo has tried to add a lot of new things into the game to kind of keep it fresh. Is Roshan your least favorite?
Fucking Roshan and high grounds, buddy. Keep me the fuck away from those.
So you want the shrines back that give you spout and regen, and you want them all over the base again, right?
I think the base part is the bad one. I liked like the one that was like behind the off lane. That shit was sick. But now you can't do that because now everybody fucking dual lanes. And off lane's already. What if you put it behind the safe lane? Oh, we're cooking.
We're cooking. And by the way, Xeroscape, what role did you play last season?
Come on now. I played position 5 for Bullish on Gaming, buddy.
Oh man, that safe lane shrine would constantly be used. What a wonderful thing that they were doing.
Or what are you calling me?
No, I'm saying you just harass and then you just walk away, you pop shrine, you're at full, and then you can just do it again.
You can kind of that already if you feed. Like you just go die, they give you a new TP scroll each time, right? So like you're like only one step away from what you're trying to get towards here.
Exactly. And as a 5 player, there has been a movement amongst Dota players to all buy Midas. How many Midases do you want on your team at a given time?
I feel like you can't be bad at the game and buy Midas. Like if you buy Midas and you have Chris Usher on your team, and Chris Ush sees that you have Midas and he dies, like getting ganked middle, I think it's just over for the game. So you have to be a little careful those. But like if you're like the good people, like Miposhka and shit, you buy Midas, right? That's definitely the vibe.
So for me and you, it's Jover if we buy Midas.
It's
for
fucking
everyone
Jover.
else,
Yeah.
we're good.
Gotta buy the medallion, dab up the boys a little bit.
Feel good.
I think that's something that's like underrated is the dabbing up the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, if your carry player's having like a shit lane, he's like died 3 times and you've like maybe got the kill after he died. He's 0-3 whatever, and you medallion press on him when he TP's back in. Doesn't that like fix the mood? You managed the morale, right? You brought the morale back up. He was diving deep down, but then you just dabbed up the homie a little bit, and now you're back into it, right?
No, that's something that's always really nice to have. A little dab up from the homies. Speaking of homies, supports are at a weird place right now with Chaos Knight being able to one-shot them, Spirit Breaker being able to bulldoze through them, as well as many other of our heroes being able to just eviscerate them but just by looking in their direction. As a support player by trade from Bullish on Gaming, what supports do you think are good right now? Like what's something underrated? Give us some tech.
Underrated supports. You want me to tell you about the Bristleback 5, or what do you want me to tell you about here?
Oh, what are you cooking? What are you cooking with us? Cook.
You have blood grenades, and you just snot up on some people, and you lower their armor and you chase them down. Enigma, that's a sick hero. If you ever heard about that, I don't know. What else is good 5?
See, that's
Shaman. Shaman's pretty sick right now.
You just shaman
like
the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, you just like sit behind, you do fucking nothing in the game. But like you farm, that's cool, right? That's like having Midas, but not having Midas. See, like, but also I really like playing Nature's Prophet, but that shit's like super, like all the haters pick it, you know?
Nature's Prophet is the most hated hater individual in the Dota 2 roster. Actually, no, Tinker is. Tinker is the most hater Dota 2. Let's say you're in public, right? And a Dota 2 hero was going to walk up on you and step on your sneakers, or in fact insult you, spit on you in some way. What hero do you think that would be?
Just spitting on me? What's like a snarky hero? No, it's like the fake. Is there any like PMA heroes? Because it'd be those. What do like the guys in PMA pick? They pick like the tryhard shit, so it doesn't even apply. Fuck. What's the cat girl Marcy? That cat girl Marcy can spit in my fucking mouth, you know? What else can spit in my mouth?
I think Viper. I think Viper would come up and spit on me.
I mean, that's lazy though.
It is very lazy, but I would be
That
a
get
puddle.
The crowd going. What else do we got? Enchantress? Yeah, it'd definitely be Enchantress, right? She's a little bit of a critter. Ooh, I can't finish my bit, but
oh, that's terrible. Final few questions. As we're going into the first week into Division 1, which team do you think looks the strongest?
Probably the team that has the 2 10K players with Baby V Kid and Babbage. What's his name? I'll get to it. It's Babbage. It's BA and then the swear word. Do you think his mom knows that he has a swear word in his name?
I think she's well aware, and in fact named it as he is a quote unquote bad bitch.
Okay, I fuck with. Yeah.
Workface kills are gonna be interesting.
That's a good team. Whatever team Flea is on, that's usually a good team. The team that has Double King and Mark, that's probably a good team. But they have Frogos, so that's like a -4. I've actually just learned that Flea's team has Vinny Sal on it, so that's like a -5. Vinny Sal might actually completely like contradict any benefit you got from getting Flea. Now that I'm running the numbers.
Dang. That is
Was that Grin? That was a Grin.
Grin Esports, man.
I bet you Ush and Shaggy, they'll have a game that like lasts single digits. There might be an 8-minute game in that one.
Oh man.
What else do we have?
How do you think? What's your opinion on FryBoys spending 500 gold on Sammy Boy?
I think you had to, right? Someone like obviously got bid to that high, so it's fine.
It's not fine. I was a FryBoys supporter, and that was 90% of our gold.
I don't think he's like that much better than Double King and shit, but he has like a cooler name. Like more people know him. But he also had like a European import, 2 of them, right? And he didn't like make TI, which was really embarrassing and cringe. But I guess TSM also had a lot of Europeans. No, TSM was the direct. Was Nouns the...
Nouns was the qualifier winner.
I see. What was the other one? Because you got like owned by Bait, right? And it's just Nouns prevailed?
Nouns was the only team that was invited through the qualifiers. Shopify Rebellion and TSM were directly invited due to DPC points.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, Sammy Boy imported Europeans and couldn't win. So that's like a very bad sign, right? Like he did it before when he played with the Vi Lama, when they like did that little wildcards team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I feel like once you import Europeans, your like career never gets back on track. It's why I like PPD. Now he manages teams, like he manages a league instead of like getting the big money jobs. He tried to go to Europe for a little bit, realized he couldn't do it. The European blood. You know, once that shit gets in your mouth, you can't get fucking out.
Interesting. TI winners, by the way. But anyways, Xeriscape, it's been wonderful talking to you. What do you want to shout out?
What do I want to shout out? I want to shout out Skyward. That guy doesn't get enough appreciation. He kind of put this league on the map. He didn't really, but that's my guy right there. That's another 2-time champion. For those
Skyward
who don't,
is the boy.
Those know.
I
think Skyward needs more love, and people don't want to give him the love. I think we all deserve love, actually. Can I shout out everybody?
Self-love.
I think everybody should love each other a little more than what they do. And I don't mean that in like a love each other kind of thing, but in like a spread kindness kind of thing.
Damn.
You know, I think
by the way, don't get European
more...
blood in your mouth. That tastes like shit. But
okay.
You can Xeriscape, where can they find you if they wish to follow the ways of self-love?
I don't think you want to follow my self-love. I'm around. You guys know I'm on. Shit, where am I? I don't use social medias. I have the Twitch. It's my name, the Xeriscape with 2 E's.
Twitch.tv.
Find me there.
Xeriscape with 2 E's.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Well, we hope your streams go well, and I'm very, very excited to see you in Division 2.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NADCL as we have the Honored Vanguard and the Spork Face Killers. We have 10 people in the lobby, and I'm joined by the lovely Crasheroni, and I am Dodai. Yeah, shout out to Pop Tart on production. We did have some technical issues. Very, very sorry about those. But yeah, NADCL, my friend. We haven't even actually casted any kind of NA games together yet.
No, I don't think we've cast together for a long while, Dodai. But I'm super excited to be back here in NADCL, and I'm super excited to be back casting with you because oh boy, you're one of my favorite people right now.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm just being like a humble little toy. But yeah, let's do some play-by-play together. I think we're gonna have like a crap ton of fun. The Sporkface Killers go for the Radiant pick, and the Honored Vanguard go for the first pick. You and Sneeze have been discussing this for a long time, but what are your personal preferences? What I'm curious about.
I've been seeing a lot of Radiant recently. I don't know necessarily whether it is I am a person that prefers Dire. A lot of people prefer Radiant. Some people say it's a mouse thing, right? It's just a mouse movement thing. Some people like moving up. I like moving down.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just a
different.
little bit of personal preference on top of there's a little bit less necessarily in-game advantage of between the two sides. Obviously, there still is a little bit of like the what is it? The psychology of red and blue as well is always blue favored, which is a weird too. So it's
Red and
it's
blue.
interesting.
Are you colorblind? You're playing this game in the colorblind mode? What?
What?
It's green and orange. There are no other colors. Colorblind mode is for losers.
Or the colorblind.
Or the
You know,
colorblind.
that too.
That is
That
true.
too.
That is
But
true.
also, is Dodai now saying everyone who's colorblind is losers? Who knows?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. No. In my professional opinion, you cannot play this game if you're colorblind. It was intended by Ice Frog that way. There is no other colors but green and orange. Well, yeah. Jokes aside, it is a very, very useful tool. I personally prefer Radiant, honestly. But
Or a little opposites. Do you have a preference of first or second pick? Because I've never been a drafter myself, so it kind of goes over my head a lot of the times.
I
Always
like
my
Dire.
captain
I like second pick currently right now. I think four bands, it
Mhm.
feels a little bit more OP. Like, okay, sure. Out of the seven bands, there is gonna be at least something that we let through that is OP on the other side. Because first pick is not gonna be focusing that hard on the meta picks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But personally, if I get to choose, I would definitely go for second phase. And I had the opportunity of talking with Blitz about this, and William just didn't really want to answer me. But as the lobby is up, I guess we can get into that draft as well. As we have Sadman drafting for the Honored Vanguard, and I do believe it is Babbage drafting for the Sporkface Killers. And what is that bad?
It's so I've seen a lot of Lena today, and I saw it yesterday too. It's looked pretty strong when I've seen it, even on the weaker mid laners. But having a first ban is super interesting. Another hero that I and maybe you know the answer to this question because I it's been racking my brain and I kind of get it, but first ban AA. I've been seeing a lot of it for the past 2 or 3 days in other tournaments. First ban AA, I don't get it.
I think especially due to the many first pick dazzles and how should I say, like Pugnas getting back into that. I think the sustain just rebalances itself, I guess.
It's good against those tankier heroes too, right?
Agreed.
Heroes that
And
want to
defense,
go hard can't.
yeah, and defends you against these cheese picks like the Huskar.
Hmm.
It gives you the opportunity to just kill a bear faster, you know, like
Yeah, for sure.
forces the enemy to just resummon the bear. Yeah, but definitely against those tankier picks. Now Pangolier, I absolutely understand.
For sure. For sure. So, Dodai, let's pretend I know Absolutely not. I know nothing. I'm just coming into NADCL.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know these teams. I don't know
Oh,
these
no.
players. What kind of standout or what kind of specific people are you looking at between these teams? Like who's the standout that you're gonna want to watch for these teams?
Me personally, I've been a big fan of Babbage, but yeah, so Babbage has been like kind of a household name here in Europe, which a region we never talk about and we despise with all our hate. And yeah, definitely the mid game of this matchup should be a great one. I think like Ush versus Babbage should be a really fun thing to check out. And I haven't seen Old Rat playing in a long time. I'm really not sure if he played last season of NADCL, but I don't even know which pro team he played for last time because dude's been like pretty much off the map. A 5-man Midas last year is the last time I saw him. He's been playing for like Happy Seals at the end of last year. Well, that's it. I remember him in the cut all the way back in like the middle of my career so far. But
That was a while ago.
that was like in 21 or 20. I'm not really sure actually. Well, yeah. So like Old Rat, I'm pretty much hyped for him for sure. Seeing him, it's been a long while.
We talked about, both these teams on, just before the draft and just before we started the stream. We were both pretty darn excited to see this game. We think it's going to be a pretty close one, hopefully. Hopefully there's not too... And looking at the teams, they look pretty darn close, right? With skill-wise. And
Yeah, and the new
No.
drafting methodology, it kind of brought out really, really balanced teams, I would say.
Mhm.
Of course, there are the stars, like, of course, everyone's like looking at Scrooge McDuck and Samson. So,
Yeah.
but A and B being on Instinct is pretty hype as well. So, I was really happy with the performance of the FryBoys. Kind of shaded at the Wind Ranger as someone that used to work with Sir Action Slacks. We hate Wind Ranger, red-haired dumbass mother.
Whoa!
But yeah, turning back to that as a biased FryBoys supporter, I was still happy with the performance, and it's good to see like Yodi, Brody, just drafting up a good team and then just coming in here, making it all the way to the finals on the first tournament. That is big, 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 big for the boys. And yeah, shout out to Wesley and Sammy Boy for casting not yesterday's, but the previous match as well with Astronaut and Instinct. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. New teams, new excitement, and as we are developing an ADCL, I hope this grows for sure.
For sure, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Dodai, these two heroes here,
Meta picks,
very,
baby.
very strong, very meta, and these two heroes open up the doors to AA a little bit.
No, it opens
Going
up
back to now what we talked about, right?
I don't know if you're looking at camera. It opens up to this guy. Hello,
Yeah,
anyone?
that's true.
Such a
true.
sleeper pick. It's such a sleeper pick this patch, and it's I think it's not. It's like pretty much an open secret that I was like super supportive of Gaming Gladiators all season, and I was like, Celery, I know you hate the Undying. I know you had to play it 100 times this season. Just pick the goddamn Undying, and he never picked Zombie in the finals, and I was so sad. I was utterly depressed. But yeah, on the counterpart, of course, all these healing heroes are super, super matched up, along with the big disablers as the Grimstroke. Me and Kojda have been theorizing that Bane should slowly but surely come back into the picture for a lot of these teams. But I'm excited to see if an ADCL can brew up something new, but it just goes to show you play a bit more NA than I do.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily NA because a lot of the games I've been watching have been a mixture of both NA and SA, and this hero pops up a lot, even in my pubs. I've got a lot. To be fair, I don't play too high level pubs, so it's a mixed bag a lot of the time.
I think neither of us do, actually.
No. But I have been seeing this AA a lot more now, especially with the rise of Bristleback and these Healy heroes like Necro, Pugna, like you mentioned, CK. To a lesser extent, heroes like Tree and Protector and Wraith King as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Wraith King offlane has been something that the TI gave us, the international gave us, and the TI, the TI. Oh my god! But yeah, the I. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So going back to that, I think there's a mixed feeling of either you go for like these big global movements and pickoffs, and then you turn that into push with the hero advantage, or you go for this 20th minute-ish, run down a lane and then, create the natural pressure of the map. So like make the enemy's base into a leaking ship, I guess is the kind of movements we're starting to see in this patch form. And of course, I think like every coach, every manager right now is watching these smaller tournaments, because NADCL is the biggest and best tournament ever of all time. But right now, like everyone's just trying to figure out what's next, post TI. Yeah,
Big question mark for the whole scene and a lot of little communities as well. And hopefully, now that unfortunately the DPC has been demolished, that third-party tournaments kind of start rising up again. And hopefully, it's not too predatory and bad. Hopefully something positive comes out of this. I'm holding out hope.
Definitely gonna be territory. It's definitely gonna be predatory and awesome.
I hope awesome. Maybe not predatory though.
Definitely predatory. I think every tournament organizer will just want to get big stars, big players, and we're gonna see like all the regions break apart into smaller regions. We're gonna have Western Europe and Eastern Europe, and we're gonna have North America.
Europe.
Yeah, Canada is just gonna break into North America, and then the USA is gonna be West US.
All
East
like
US.
3 of the Canadian NA players are gonna band together and make a 3v5 team that's gonna be unstoppable.
It's gonna be basically what happens in other MOBAs. We're just separating from everyone.
A little bit of an interesting pickup on the Tusk here for Sporkface. So potential. So I was thinking that this is more going to be a mid Tusk. It's possible they still run it on the support. I think Bristleback Tusk leaves a little bit to desire in your lane, as well as the Tusk Terrorblade. My Tusk isn't necessarily the bodyguard you want for Terrorblade. I think of bodyguards, I think of like the big green machines like Treant, like Undying specifically. Those two are really good bodyguards right now. And I mean,
just think of the
to a lesser
Pugna.
extent as well.
The Pugna, the Dazzle, all these boys. Yeah, for sure. Although I never want to draft myself into the double melee offlane. I think like ever since like 2015 or 2016, I guess it's not it. Yeah. In some cases, where, for example, you have a big roamer like the Pudge or the Spirit Breaker, then yeah, you go for that. But Tusk doesn't like breaking off the lane.
No, and there's like one double melee lane that I can think of that is decent, and that's Dawnbreaker Tusk.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the rest of them are pretty doo-doo.
Okay, I'll correct myself. Tusk loves to break off the lane, but in due time. I think like Spirit Breaker and Pudge do it faster, like Pudge just going in to the mid lane at like minute 3 or 4 and just hooking the mid laner is just so iconic. Whereas Spirit Breaker just running into the safe lane, which you can especially do now with the Twin Gates, right? Tusk feels a bit awkward. I need to put out my ice shard, I need to have good snowballs, I need to do a save, I need to make a move. And with why is Shaggy playing the Queen of Pain?
Yeah, this is interesting, isn't it?
Where's Ush? Why is Ush playing CK?
Yeah.
Did someone not update the Wikipedia page? What is going on here?
is all the stats that I've been gathering, are they all wrong?
I'm utterly confused. Yes? Okay, thank you. Definitely.
We do have a game ahead of us. Is there a draft that you're favoring more so than the other? I have a few questions about the QoP. Hopefully it does well. I mean, on paper, QoP should have a decent enough game. Grimstroke's going to be a big thorn in their side. I would love to see like a 1-3-4 or like a 1-4. Maybe you don't need to do 1-4-4, but like a 1-3-4 at least. I think getting from Grimstroke, I and getting an extra point in Phantom's Embrace to make it 3 hits to destroy is a lot. Like it's gonna add up against a co-op for sure, because it's a lot easier for co-op to get those first 2, but it's a lot harder for her to get that 3rd hit off. And I've seen it quite a few times that co-op dies 1 hit away from that Phantom's Embrace. So we'll see what
Interesting enough.
done. Yeah, just a little bit of tech to be thrown out.
But a lot of like breakages on the lanes as Shaggy will get caught out here. Nice. He needs to level Blink on level number 1. That doesn't feel so good as Ush comes in on the wraparound. Thana coming to hold it in. Nice Chaos Bolt catch onto the TB. But Dragons Sin, he's gonna go down with the TB. Thana should be next to even up the score here. But at the same time, Ice Shards causing chaos once more. Babatich will fall as well. 2-1 so far as Fade getting the cold feed. It's going to be enough damage. Obrad is just murdering them right now. The Dazzle, I don't even know which lane it's going to go on, but it could be a team wipe technically. Obrad, one more enemy. Chola, he just needs to keep on right-hitting the Dazzle. No. Denied. It's gonna be 4-4.
What a bloodbath! And now we've been casting a lot of different tournaments recently, and I think both of us always look for these level 1 bloodbaths, and we haven't gotten a lot of them. And this right here makes up for every single game where Runes have just gone 2-2 with 0 kills. A 4-4 before the horn. Holy moly!
I haven't seen these since like Tour 1 of Southeast Asia or something, like these kinds of massacres. But yeah, Babatich on the mid lane against Shaggy. It's going to be an interesting one as Ush moves to the carry position with the CK, along with Auron's Ancient Apparition. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still going to cast you according to your profile names. I'm not going to, keep on checking back onto Liquipedia. That is your fault. Esthena down on bottom is suffering a bit hard. Could be a catch onto the Clockwork, but into the trees, here they go. So they should be surviving through Dragon's Sin.
And no Tree and Protector. Your trees are your friends this game.
This time around, and there's no force of cutting them out. What do you think of Old Rat Dazzle off lane? I still, there's like this uncomfortable taste in my mouth looking at this.
I think it's pretty good against Terrorblade, right? TV isn't necessarily the strongest laner, and you really wanted a ranged hero to pair up with his Clockwork. The Thana Clockwork is something I've seen, I think, once or twice, and it's always been, it's fine. I've been seeing a lot. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th Clockwork game I've cast in the past week. So I've been seeing a lot of Clockwork. Sometimes there's been a lot to be desired, but this game, it's looking pretty good. Having a Primal Beast, Grimstroke, right? There's a lot of backline you can get on top of if you can interrupt this Primal Beast. They should be having a pretty good time.
Mid lane we go. I need to cut you off just there a bit. The Shadow Strike is putting Babatich in like an awkwarder position up top, though. We have an Inkswell turn with Fade. But yeah, it does deter Ush from jumping onto the Bristleback, who should be hurting the CK a bit more. I think like Ush has a bit too much of comfort right now on this top lane. 15-1 right now on that Chaos Knight.
Pretty darn perfect when it comes down to CS. Ush on the money. I think like it's so hard. I'm a person that bans Chaos Knight every single game because this hero is so hard to deal with.
Ush keeps on hitting him on the back. Nice Inkswell catch. Possibly the Cold Feet will proc through the Inkswell. Hits on the 2 of them. But yeah. At the same time as the Bristleback approaches, that's where they go under the tower. A bit of a peaceful return.
I'm surprised there hasn't been more blood. I say that. Potential bottom in the cogs, Chola and Thana having a go at it.